By the way, you have glitter on your face.
Yeah, I just snorted a line of ketchup. Coming to America is a sequel to the, I think it was 1989, Coming to America movie.
Classic.
Eddie Murphy's Prince Akeem is set to become King of Zamunda when he discovers he has a son he never knew about in America. Oh, excuse me, a bastard son. Street-savvy Queens native named Lavelle. Honoring his royal father's dying wish to groom the son as the crown prince, Akeem and Simi set off to America once again. This movie has a lot of Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, and that's either a good or bad thing. I mean, I always love it when they're on screen. That's my favorite parts. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of craziness going on and a lot of goofiness, which is akin to the first movie.
Yep.
This is identical to the first movie. Same story, same everything, except for
It's swapped. It's the reverse.
It's in Georgia, because that's where this was shot. And it's supposed to be Africa, but we were watching it, and I was like, this is shot in Georgia. I was like, those trees are CGI'd. And I Googled it, and it was.
Yep.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, that it's shot in Georgia. But yeah, this was exactly the same movie, but reversed. It was the American kid going to Zamunda and, learning about that. So it's the same exact movie, just reversed.
And worse.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is a sequel, trying to rehash the same type of thing. So
sometimes it works.
yeah,
Anchorman
was
2
okay.
worked.
Yeah, it was okay. It was funny. It had funny parts, and
Yeah, I did laugh.
Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy were hilarious, and yeah, they were the best parts.
Wesley Snipes was...
Wesley Snipes
shit.
is so good in this.
Yes, he was so good.
He's been, okay, so he was in Dolomite 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's been leaning into this weird over the top, and I'm here for it. But he's been so good lately, it's making me like him. I just think he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's just always treated people poorly and stuff.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, do I like Wesley Snipes?
It seems, if this movie's any indication, it seems like he's got more of a chip on his shoulder and is kind of taking himself less seriously and being a little more silly. Because he was wacky as hell in this movie.
You guys need to see Dolomite if you haven't seen it.
I have not seen it.
I liked him better in that movie than this movie, but that was a better movie.
Yeah, it was.
This
was still fun and good though.
I think it's fun. I don't think it was good. I had too many problems with it. It was just the story itself. I know it's an over the top comedy, but it's a love story, right? It's a romantic comedy, in a sense. And
I wouldn't call it a romantic comedy, but there is a romance plot. Yeah.
But it moves so quickly. It is just completely unbelievable. I can't even if you want to put your thoughts aside for comedy's sake, it still doesn't work for me. And that was my biggest problem with it, I think. And also, a lot of the jokes did not land.
It definitely swung for the fences on a lot of jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them were kind of funny.
And there were some fun cameos and some fun callbacks to characters from the first ones.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for a split second and I wanted to see more of this guy.
Yeah.
No, don't say it. That's why I pointed to it.
Sorry.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. It wasn't hilarious. I don't think it was as funny as the first because it is basically just a rehash of the first in just different times. Comedy doesn't age well. Comedy changes so fast. Things that were funny 6 months ago are not funny now, much less a movie from the 80s. So that wasn't that funny, so they adapted some stuff that worked pretty well. I liked the messaging a lot, though. I thought it had a lot of good to say about... I don't want to spoil too much. About some characters. I like the arc that some of these characters went on, and I liked the message overall with most of them.
I found some of the messaging a little ironic because it tried to get into a feminist plot, but the female characters were completely sidelined the entire movie.
Yeah.
So I think...
Well, I wouldn't say completely sidelined because the whole elder sister plot, she felt pretty involved. She was in a lot.
I see that was my biggest problem with it.
She wasn't the main character.
Right.
It was that guy that was the main character, but I feel like she could have easily been in less, Yeah. And they put her in a lot more than I was even expecting, and a lot more that is usual for this type of thing. for like just the sister of the main character, you don't expect to see them as often as you
Yeah.
do, or have as big of an impact on the plot like they do.
Well, I like her, the actress a lot. She's in If Beale Street Could Talk, and what was that Charlize Theron movie last year? Old Guard.
Oh,
She was in that, and she was good in both of those, like really good. I don't know. They introduced her, and I just thought she was going to be more important, and she has like there's conflict with the main character, and then it gets resolved, and I don't understand why it was resolved. Like it felt like it needed to be resolved this quickly for plot purposes, and it didn't feel real to me.
I do agree with that. There's like one scene where it resolves, and it's like, and it's resolved.
And then she's gone for a long time, and then comes back again.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's resolved because they didn't understand each other, and then in that moment they understood their intentions and what both of them were trying to do.
I mean,
because
I get what
she
they were
viewed
trying to
him-
go for. I just didn't.
She viewed him as a threat, and then after that, she no longer viewed him as such because they finally had their moment of telling each other what they actually think and where they were wanting to go and all that. So I mean, it was a comedy movie plot that was rushed, but I didn't think
Yeah.
it was like too out of nowhere. Like it. I understand why they went there.
No, I mean, I knew what they were doing with that. I just
Yeah.
didn't think it worked for me. And I just feel like other movies that have used that same kind of plot have done it better. I don't know. This isn't my favorite. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly, because I really thought it was going to be bad.
Really
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
And I'm worried because they're doing Beverly Hills Cop 4, and I loved Beverly Hills Cop more than I loved this movie, and so I'm curious about that. Hopefully Wesley Snipes is in it.
Yeah. Right.
This is the same director as
hilarious.
Dolomite, also, I believe. So they just need to do stuff together always. Am I crazy? Yeah, no, it is Dolomite. Cool. And Hustle and Flow and Footloose? What is going on? Black Snake Moan? What is this? A man's filmography. Anyways, sorry.
Some of the stuff I didn't like as much is when it was getting into like the pro-America freedom type thing.
Yeah.
You know, that really turns me off. Like the whole fake patriotism, just patriotism in general.
Yeah.
Really turns me off, and it got to a point where it was like, oh, there are these freedoms where you live, and women can do these things there.
Yeah.
And it really got into that like weird like fetishizing USA freedom type thing, and that sucks. That type of thing fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And it's really heavy-handed, and it doesn't really help the plot. You know, you could have done that without bringing in like freedom in America, which just kind of sucked, but. It is what it is. It's part of the plot, coming to America, you know, so I guess. But still, that's always a turnoff for me.
I also really didn't like the main character. I liked the actor. Like, I thought he was good. I just didn't think they did him good.
I thought he was okay. His glow up was nice.
Yeah. But I wanted more Eddie Murphy in Arsenio, I think.
Yeah.
Or a better character. I like Leslie Jones in this also.
Or
shit,
Eddie
so
Murphy.
good.
We got a lot of Eddie
We
Murphy.
really didn't though. Like they were a lot in the scenes they were in, but it was mostly just what's his face.
Yeah, he was
Jermaine
definitely
Fowler.
the main character.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Which is a little bit weird because you are coming to this movie for the Eddie Murphy style stuff, and
Yeah.
he's not the focus. So I feel like if you wanted to make someone else the focus, you should do more comedy with them.
Yeah.
And they didn't do a ton. They did some comedy with him, but they didn't do any Eddie Murphy style comedy with him, and they didn't really let him come into his own as like a comedy actor.
Yeah, they really didn't.
So it was just like a plain main character the main character was somehow like the side dish to Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, who were not what the story was about. So it was a little bit weird in that sense.
There are a lot of fun. Like, I'm glad. Like, I always like seeing Tracy Morgan in something, and there are a lot of fun cameos that I don't want to spoil. But like,
And all of the performances are fun. too.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. No one is bad in this.
Yeah,
No.
everyone in this did well, and they are funny and having a blast. It's a good time for sure.
There's a character actress in this, and I can't. What is her name? I love when she pops up in things because she cracks me up. Lunel, I think, is who it is. Yeah, she's like always just these minor characters and things, which I just find her so funny, and she's in
She
Borat.
steals the shots that she's in for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, she's very expressive. And I really, really thought Sherry Heatley got sidelined, his wife.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she
I was actually gonna bring that up. Yeah, I was surprised she didn't have more to do with the actual story.
Yeah.
I feel like that was used as a plot device, though, and that's why they brought that back up later. About, do I want to say, yeah? So they bring that back up later about how women don't have a whole lot to do in this society.
Mhm.
So I think they were using that as a plot device because she did get used more later once things
Yeah.
start to move in the story and things start to happen. So I think that was intentional. I think she was supposed to feel like she was being held back and restrained because of what the plot was doing.
I laughed so hard at the end when there's a performer that gets pulled out on stage, and I was like, "Who is it gonna be?" And like that's part of the joke is like they didn't know who it was gonna be.
Yeah.
When he saw who it was, I started laughing so hard because I forgot all about him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! But I think my favorite. I think this is kind of like a Grown Ups 2 type movie where it's just mostly cameos and stuff like
Yeah.
that, or like
It's just
callbacks to
people
older
having
things.
fun. you
Yeah,
know?
which that's I enjoy that, and it makes me enjoy it more. But it doesn't make up for story elements that are lacking for me,
Yeah.
at least. But I don't hate this movie, and I don't say don't watch it. Like,
No.
watch it. It's
Especially
on
if you
Prime
like the
Video.
first one, you'll definitely like this one.
Yeah, and
Because
it's,
it's like the same story.
It's the
so.
same
Yeah.
story. Yeah.
you literally only change.
But I do
two.
feel like it knew what it was. Like it's just a sequel. It's just being fun.
And it makes fun of itself.
Right,
There's
it-
a moment where it comments on sequels.
it
and
comments on
why
sequels,
do that,
so-
so it knows.
All right, you want to do scores? Like got anything else?
I
for
don't
scores?
think so. But yeah, it's on Prime Video, so you can watch it there if you have a subscription.
It's a fun time. It's a fun, easy watch.
Yeah, I wasn't mad that I watched it. I gave it a 52.
I gave it a 55.
I gave it a 70.
So our number is a 59, right in the middle, which makes sense. Okay, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.